Unfiltered by two. Hi, Jay. Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered by Two. Thank you again for being my podcast buddy. So, today, the reason why I want to talk about this topic specifically is because I was stuck in traffic that was supposed to be a 30-minute drive that became 1.5 hour drive. So suddenly, I was driving in the traffic and I'm like, oh, why is there so many people? Why are no people working from home? Why? Why is everyone working from office? And then I remembered back then in my workplace, we had a hybrid system where 3 days working day at office, 2 days at home. As I was, frustrated in the traffic with all the red brake lights, I opened my phone. Don't follow me. Please do not copy this action. I do not condone it. Do not. But again, to be clear, the traffic was not moving. The traffic was not moving. And it was very tiring. I opened my phone and the first thing I saw was a post about how bad the traffic jam was during Chinese New Year, the week before Chinese New Year, and how people are urging the government to implement work from home or hybrid work. And then I saw the comment. One of the comments said, why not people just start 4-day workday, like Finland, like some of the countries in Europe? And I'm like, actually, that is a good idea. Because, at that time, I was already frustrated with the traffic, right? So from my own experience, right, I had the opportunity to work in a hybrid mode back then. So it was 3 days working there at office, and then I was working 2 days at home. I would say myself, I love working from home because one, it saves so much time, right? It saves so much time, it saves so much effort and money and gas, right? But also at the same time, I understand that not everyone can work from home. Because some people, when they work from home, they get so much distraction. There's daughters, there's a cat. Suddenly, cat sakit muntah-muntah like that, or so many things to think about when you're working at home. And sometimes people just don't feel like working when they're at home because, home is where they rest. But I love working from home because I feel like, obviously working anywhere, there's pros and cons. But I feel like the pros of working from home is so much worth it for me. But I also understand that not all working sector can have this hybrid mode. Like doctors, nurses, dentists, and all that. Obviously, you cannot, video call your dentist like, got cavity, is it? Or like, oh, can you check my teeth and all that? But then again, I think like it is okay for people to implement hybrid, or like even some jobs, I feel like they just should be completely work from home. Like if you are just sitting in an office for 6 hours a day in front of a computer, you can do that. I feel like some jobs you can just implement work from home. But I also understand that some bosses don't want their workers to slack and all that. That's why they do hybrid. So what do you think? Have you had this experience? What do you think in general?
For me, my current workplace is also a hybrid setup. It's a 4-day office working and 1 day work from home. So for me, my work field is marketing. So you know how we have to like do all kinds of meetings and you have to keep in touch with your teammates about this project. And face-to-face communication is the best when it comes to details and stuff, especially when you are hosting events, you are creating content and stuff, right? So I understand why that most marketing agencies they still do work in office, but somehow work from home is also a great option if it does not block the communication because you want to get things done. And every one of us is a small part of a bigger part. So you want
Yep.
the big thing to go smoothly, every small part has to do their job right, right? So as long as the communication is okay, work from home is not a problem. As long as you are just using your computer and you can like maybe FaceTime your colleagues and stuff to do meetings and stuff. But if it goes to like hands-on work, like filming and stuff, of course you have to work from office or on site.
Yeah, I get like I've been there, right? Like what we did was during our work from home days, we actually have our own Discord server where we would have a morning meeting, lah, I would say, right? We would all join the call, just debrief everything that we did yesterday, what we're going to do today. What do we have to finish today? What do we have ongoing still? Basically, all that in the morning. and then we would do work. I get the communication part though, because like sometimes there are days where I feel like working from home is just like, I just like, and I want to sleep. So whenever I have that mindset, I would just take my laptop, go to a cafe, and just do my work. But the communication is very limited because I cannot just go up to my coworker and be like, hey, can you see, is this good? Or, if you have any idea to make it better or whatever, because I have to wait for them to reply to my WhatsApp. And obviously they are also doing their work and all that. So I get that communication part. It's kind of hard. Hybrid mode is like one of the things that I would say is good, because you will have those days where you can meet your colleagues face to face, right? And maybe like usually one day work from home will be Friday, but like that day you have to meet a client. So you make it flexible. You can go to the office on Friday, and then like once you're done, you can go back home or whatever. I would say that is very convenient. And I personally think working from office every single day, if your work does not require it, I feel like it's very redundant. Because in a way, COVID has opened this opportunity to work from home, right? Back then, before COVID, everyone would work from the office. There is no such thing as working from home. You cannot work from home. Home is where you rest. But then people realized that we can actually work from home, because COVID, we can actually study from home. We can actually learn from home and all that. But also, again, working from home every day might be a little demotivating, a little bit meh, because there's no communication, there's no like face-to-face interaction, which would humans require. We need that to sustain. And then I think about hybrid. And then came this, like I said, the comment saying 4-day work day, right? In a way, I love that idea, to have 3 days of weekend, just 4 days of working. Because sometimes 5 days is a little bit like you work 5 days, very, very tired. Saturday, you replenish. Sunday, you have fun. Monday, they already work again, I very understand. I understand that so, so much. I also like the fact that some countries are already implementing 4-day workday, and they have seen a tremendous boost in the productivity. But some older generations would never imagine of having 4-day workday, would never imagine of working from home, because that's not what they're used to. But in a way, they will be so surprised to hear productivity boosted for 4-day workday. I feel like the reason why productivity will boost because they have enough rest. And then in a way, they have shorter time period to finish everything. And us humans, when we are put a deadline, we can actually do that thing. It's just a procrastination that you think like, okay, you got a project on Monday. The deadline to finish that one part of that project is on Friday. You will push that thing until Wednesday or Thursday to start doing it, unless it is a big thing, right? But if let's say you only have 4 days to finish your work, you will start doing it as soon as possible. That's why maybe people say the productivity boosted, because you are set to finish the thing on time. But also at the same time, I feel like implementing that in Malaysia is a bit hard, because not to say Malaysians are lazy. I am also a Malaysian. But we Malaysians, we are very relaxed type of people,
Yes.
Chill dulu, let
Chill.
lo,
Yeah.
nanti boleh settle, sekejap pergi lunch dulu, makan lo, kan. So I feel like in a way, to implement something new, we also have to become new. Our mindset have to be new, our system have to be new. And I'm not just saying our new generation. I'm saying all generations. Because some generations are so used to like, okay, working like this. So to change something like suddenly 4-day workday, how do I manage my time? How do I manage the system? What if client wants to meet? Then you have to schedule it properly. But again, I feel like implementing that in Malaysia would be a challenge, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. So what do you think?
I think that because the call for 4 days working days is getting louder and louder these days, probably because of the traffic in KL is just too undescribable. Yeah, but generally speaking, 4 working days in Malaysia, it might be possible in the future, but not now. Like what you said just now, the system has to do a regroup or something, because if we are doing 5 days working days, we are doing 8 hours per day, right? So if we are doing it to 4 days, we have to allocate that fifth day's working hours to those 4 days only, which means in that 4 days, you might have longer working hours. And those 4 days might work for like manufacturing and maybe some other fields like which they don't require much on-site stuff. If it is for working fields like construction, media, which it requires you to be on site whenever there's a project, and you have to beat the time to make sure you get the more budget. It's very complicated, but if one small part of Malaysia starts doing that, maybe it will bring a change. I mean, like, the change won't be like overnight lah.
Yeah, exactly. But I understand that in a way it is such a big thing to change. And I mean this in a very respectful way. Malaysians are so far behind sometimes. Some systems, or like to reshuffle a system, because we are so like adamant about, why are you complaining so much? The system is not broken. If it's not broken, don't touch it, don't change it, like that kind of mindset. But I also understand that some people are pushing for work from home or hybrid work or 4-day work, because some people are just genuinely tired. Because again, a lot of things are in KL. Everything is in KL. If you want to work like this, there's so many industry, but in KL. So people would move to KL, and there's an influx of people in KL. And because of that, people are proposing stuff, because obviously it's going to be harder to move HQs to other states. That's why people are proposing to have hybrid work or full work day, because of the genuine exhaustion that they have. Because yeah, I work 9 to 5, but again, I am stuck in the traffic for almost 2 hours, Sampai like the moment you arrive home, you are very tired. You lost 2 hours or like even 1 hour of your time that you could have spent at home or at gym or just doing anything else, just stuck in the traffic, driving. So I get why people are like pushing it for. I
Yeah.
also understand that in order to like implement a new system, you also have to implement a new mindset, and also have to understand that again, if it's a new system, not everyone can get taste of that system, because every field is different. So I feel like out of these 3 options, right? Working from home, like all working from home, hybrid mode or 4-day workday, I would say hybrid would be the best option for now. And I see a lot of company already implementing it, right? 5-day workday, 3 days at office, 2 days at home, or 1 day at home. Because the sheer fact that some people just do better at office, and your boss or your supervisor or your manager can actually supervise you more. And I get that. Get that completely. So what about you? What do you think?
I mean, of course, hybrid is the best option for now, because I'm also one of them who are driving from my place to KL. I live in Seremban, so I drive to KL to work every day. It would take me 1 hour and a half. If it is in normal situations, if there is no jam at all, like there are some special days where KL is just empty, right? In those times, I would just take a little bit more than an hour to reach my office. In normal days, I would take an hour and a half. But if it's jam, I will be stuck in traffic for 2 hours. It's not that I'm stuck in traffic from Seremban to KL. I was driving smoothly, and then until I reach some places like Salak or like, Petani Jaya, I will be stuck there for like an hour or something. And it would take me like sometimes maybe 4 hours, like 2 hours go, 2 hours back, like every day. But I won't say that working from home overall is the best, because there are people who couldn't work from home, and for industrial needs, we have to work on site or in office now. Because I have a friend, he used to work as customer service, so he used to work from home like every day. He only have to report to office for meeting like once in a month or something. But he got very demotivated and he quit the job, which is kind of sad. So you can't just go like work from home for everybody. Just imagine if Hollywood works from home. It's gonna be a disaster. And we cannot be work from office for everyone. Before this, yes, but after COVID, no, because you know how bad traffic is in KL. And even with hybrid setups that many agencies have implemented, the traffic is still bad. I mean, like, the city is like a black hole. It absorbs as many cars as it could, and then it vomits out as many cars as it could every day. Hybrid is most likely the best option for every agency in Malaysia. Maybe like for those workers who just require like maybe equipment like a computer. If they have themselves or the agency can provide them, then maybe doing hybrid is okay. Just for the sake to help the traffic lah, because the government is doing nothing.
Yeah, but I feel like measures need to be taken in order to like combat this issue. It's not because like, oh, we are lazy, Gen Z are complaining this and that. No, because the sheer fact is now there are more people working. Gen Z are working, millennials are working, some boomers are still working, and now one car, one person. Back
Yes.
then, one car, 4%. So more cars are getting added in the traffic every single day. That's why people are urging for a hybrid or working from home and all that. Because back then, not saying all again, people had this mindset that you really need to grind, you really need to work every single day to get money, and then like you rest when you're old. But nowadays, I feel like right after COVID, people started realizing that life is short. Like your life got taken away from you for 2 years just staying at home. So people are like, damn, I lost 2 years to live my life, right? Just doing nothing, being stagnant. Because of that, people started realizing that, you know what? I don't live to work. I work to live.
Yes.
So people start having this conscious thought of like, okay, you know what? I actually need to live my life. I actually need to have something going on with my life aside from work because there's so much more to live for. And that's why people start realizing and urging, not because people are lazy, it's just because in a way, though we lost a lot of people during COVID, whatever, we also realized that, you know, it's so easy to lose people. It's so easy to lose time. And that those precious years of days that we lost just because of a virus really opened up our eyes that some of the system that we have been living in, we shouldn't live like that anymore, you know? Anything can happen, you know, like next week, hopefully not. Suddenly next week, new virus, suddenly close again. You know, anything can happen. And that's why like every single minute of your life is precious. And not everyone wants to spend those times stuck in a car. So I think that's pretty much it. We have come to our conclusion. Both of us agree that hybrid's the best. But also at the same time, look at the field that you're working in. Don't work in a factory making glasses or making biscuits. Suddenly you say, I work from home lah, I bake. Or suddenly like I go find rubber. I heat at home. Yeah lah, you can heat at home 1 per 2 minutes. Factory, obviously, you have the machinery and all that. Yeah, make your expectations more realistic in a way. But also at the same time, both of us know why people are asking for hybrid work and working from home and all that. So hopefully, you know, Malaysia, we can move towards that. You know, Gen Zs, they're being bosses now, or millennials, they're, you know, realizing more and more that we need to change up the structure. Thank you for implementing new stuff. And hopefully, Malaysia, we can be more productive and also at the same time live our lives. But I would say that would be the end of our episode today. Pretty short, pretty simple, pretty, I would say, informative, right? From two different perspectives. So that is it from both of us, Unfiltered by Two, on today's episode. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to Unfiltered by Two. No edits, no filters, just us. If you're into real talk with zero sugarcoating, hit that follow, like, and share with your friends. We'll see you soon for more unfiltered energy.